the post-COVID is what people didn't know, what I didn't know. You know, you go to the hospital, you come home, but that's not what COVID is.
As we see fewer masks with so many people vaccinated and moving forward with life, a lot of people are still coping with post-COVID symptoms. We call them long haulers. Our day of special coverage continues now at 6 o'clock.
And doctors with UC Health tell us that they have seen hundreds of such patients in this category, about 10 new ones each week right now. And they're reporting reoccurring or lingering symptoms such as chest pain, fatigue, shortness of breath, and even that sense and taste of smell loss. And we're going to take a closer look, though, at what doctors know about these long haulers. These patients range in age from 16 to 90. Their symptoms range from mild to severe. The vast majority are younger women. About 75% are women in general, and about 75% are age 30 and under. Dr. Richard Becker with the UC Heart, Lung and Vascular Institute says most people under 50 who've had this virus are having lingering symptoms.
Up to 70% of individuals that are less than 50 years of age with COVID, including mild COVID, will have one or more lingering symptoms up to 6 months after their initial infection.
Dr. Becker says patients suffering from diminished senses are improving with therapy that exposes them to a wide range of tastes and smells to retrain those nerves.
Because the virus has an impact on nerves, and nerves are very much the way that we appreciate smell and taste. So we're retraining those nerves to do what they would do normally.
Dr. Becker says that he has high confidence that our medical experts will continue to learn and do research as well that will lead to some answers and even treatments for some of the lingering symptoms of all kinds.
And meanwhile, some patients who had severe cases of COVID wonder if they're ever going to fully recover from breathing and fatigue problems. WCPO 9 News anchor Julie O'Neill sat down with one such patient. You probably will recognize him.
Attention Goodwill shoppers.
Michael Flannery is back on the megaphone, enthusiastically sharing his message as Goodwill's spokesperson, as he always has.
If you donate stuff and shop in our stores, you change people's lives.
But a candid conversation on his back deck with an old friend and colleague allows the former comedian and WCPO 9 News reporter to share what recently changed his life.
Today is not a great day for me. I feel weak. I have pain in my joints, and I'm tired.
Michael first learned he had COVID-19 February 17th. 2 days later,
I remember I couldn't breathe. I remember going to the ER.
1 day later, he was on a ventilator.
I didn't know that when I went on the ventilator, I had about 30% chance to make it. That's kind of scary.
Pictures like this one of his daughter Grace fill in gaps from the days Michael doesn't remember.
That's Grace looking at a Zoom call of when I was in a coma. The kids would call me every day and talk to me.
These are some of the goofy pics he sent them to lighten the weight. And on March 9th, this is Michael documenting his big moment leaving the hospital after 18 days. Now he was headed to a rehab facility.
What people don't seem to know about when I'm talking about COVID is how much longer it lasts after COVID, and that you have to learn how to walk again, or that you have to learn how to brush your teeth and take a shower again, because when you get off the ventilator, your arms and legs don't work. I was only on for 6 days. There are people who have been on for 5 months.
And then there's the emotional recovery. There's a form of post-traumatic stress here.
There is. There's survivor's guilt that I never thought I would ever experience. A lot of folks I haven't had many, bad dreams. You're back in the hospital. You can't breathe again. Or you try to walk and you can't. I feel bad for all that the kids and Stacy went through. Can you imagine going a week and thinking your husband or dad was going to die? You know, I feel terrible about that. It doesn't affect my job at all.
Yeah.
I'm still 100%.
Yeah. No surprise, Michael Flannery is still good-humored, but he wants the people who prayed for him to know he's forever humbled.
Oh, man. people have been so good to me. And yeah, it's so much easier to give than to receive.
As we all get back to work and life, Michael's simple message about those whose recovery from COVID will be a long haul.
It's an invisible syndrome that the folks who are long haulers have. So just try to remember that if you know somebody who's a long hauler and that they're going through stuff.
Michael will continue to see a pulmonologist after pneumonia damaged his lungs. He wants to thank all those who've sent cards and posted caring messages.